So, friends, whenever they enforce National Sunday law in the United States, your president is also going to have it no matter what country you are living. Notice, your president is going to accept it because this system, they set up their presidents that I said before in every country. They a new world order. So your president would accept it. They also will force the law in whatever country you are living now. So whenever the law is enforced in your country, if you also accept it, that pagan sun worship day, notice, their Sunday worship, whenever it's enforced, if you accept it, at that time, you will have the mark of the beast. Jesus Christ will come. Notice, he will cut the day short. Because according to the Bible, according to Matthew 24, Bible said the day is now short, no flesh will be saved, but for the elect's sake, notice, the day will be shortened, friends. So Jesus Christ will cut the day short. And he will come and take his saint, his people. He's going to take us to heaven. This is not bad news. Notice, it's good news for those who understand and those who obey God and keep his holy law, the Sabbath. The only law that is relationship. The only law that God set it aside, that he began by saying, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Because he knows that it's going to be a final test for everyone who's dwell on this earth. And that's why he says, remember. He also knows that the devil's going to make a lot of people forget it. Notice, friends. So Jesus Christ is coming, like I says. It's time to make yourself ready. What I mean is get yourself ready, friends. Clean the King's highway. It's time to pray more and talk less. It's time to study the great controversy, the book, the great controversy, notice, and the Bible. And it's time to separate yourself from everything that is defiled, unholy traffic. Separate yourself from so-called Hollywood programs. If you have a TV, notice television, and you are watching unholy traffic, like a Hollywood program, because they are judgment order, they infiltrate also movie stars. Notice, friends, Revelation 18 verse 2 to 5. Notice what God says. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the whore of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of the delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sin hath reached unto heaven, and God has remembered her iniquity. Friends, the Bible also proved that the woman represents a church. And that's why the great controversy, notice the great controversy from the beginning to the end. Matter of fact, when it comes to mankind, Genesis chapter 3 verse 15, it's throughout history, it's God's people, the church. And that's why if you read Revelation chapter 12 verse 17, Bible help you to understand that the devil, that Revelation says, is also the dragon, will persecute God's church, the woman. And notice what it says. Like it says, Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keeps the commandment of God, and have the testimony of Jesus. You see how important it is? The commandment. This is the final test. That's why as Isaiah chapter 8 verse 20, the Bible helps us to understand that to the law and to the testimony, if they do not speak according to this word, notice the commandment, it is because there is no light in them. God's people throughout history, they always keep God's commandment. Notice, especially when it comes to the Sabbath, because the Sabbath is a relationship that God wants, He want to have it with every mankind. Whenever Sabbath comes, notice it's always Saturday. The reason why I repeat it, because I don't want you to forget. If everybody's going to go and worship God on Saturday, nobody will say, well, we came from chickens, monkeys, and alligators. What I mean is nobody's going to say we are atheists. Because whenever Sabbath comes, the Saturday, if they obey it, they will know that there is a God who created heaven and the earth 6 days. Just like Genesis chapter 2, verses 2 to 3. And then the 7th day, God rested. That's why the Bible said the 7th day is the Sabbath. And according to encyclopedia and history, even the Bible, Saturday is always the 7th day of the week, just in case if you get it wrong. Look your calendar. You're going to find out that Sunday, it begins as the first day of the week. So if you count from Sunday, the first day of the week, just like your calendar is telling you, if you count from there, you're going to find out that the Saturday is always the Sabbath. Friends, that's why the devil also has his Sabbath, because according to Revelation 13, just like I said before, it's all about worship issue. The devil wants the whole world to worship him, so he changed God's Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday, 321 AD. He used pagan king Constantine to change God's holy law. Some of you probably say, well, can you also tell me that if the Bible also says that Saturday is the Sabbath? Friends, that's what I'm about to do. Notice, according to the book of Luke chapter 23, verse 50 to 56, and try to read it for the sake of time. And also read from Luke chapter 24, verses 1 to 3. You're going to find out that Saturday is the Sabbath. Because we know that Jesus Christ, according to the Bible, He died Friday. That's why they call it Good Friday or Easter Friday. And then He kept the Sabbath and He rose from the dead Sunday, the early day in the morning. So Jesus Christ, Bible says, all things was made by Him. He rested after creation. According to Genesis chapter 2, He rested the Sabbath. Notice, when He says it is finished, when He finished His work, I'm paraphrasing, notice. And then, when Adam and Eve, they sinned, Jesus Christ came and He redeemed our soul. His redemption. On the Friday, when He says it is finished, He rests on the Sabbath day, the Saturday, and then the early day in the morning, Sunday, He rose from the dead, and then He continued His work. So that's what biblical Sabbath is all about, friends. It's a beautiful thing if you understand. Friends, the Sabbath, it's not a burden. Notice, the Sabbath, it's a beautiful thing. It helps you to know the one who created heaven and the earth. Friends, we don't keep the Sabbath like a Jewish people. We follow the step of Jesus Christ. Notice, He's our Redeemer.